Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm working on a full NightLords army project series, taking you step by step through building, painting and growing a terrifying force of terror troops. Today is a big one. We're painting my custom 3D printed NightLords Chaos Lord. This model was printed from a file I found online, and is going to be the centerpiece of my army, so let's dive in. Starting off with the power armor, I applied a smooth base coat of Vallejo night blue using my airbrush. This gives the armor a deep moody tone that's perfect for the NightLords. Once that has dried, I begin highlighting the armor with a thinned coat of Vallejo game color Ultramarine blue, focused mainly on the raised areas. We're building up a ghostly sheen, not blasting the whole thing with light. For my second highlight, I mixed 50-50 Ultramarine Blue and Army Painter's Warpaint Ice Yellow. I painted this on all the uppermost surfaces, catching all the light. Finally, for the extreme edge highlight, I added even more ice yellow to the previous mix. This was applied just along the sharpest edges of the armor. Moving on to the red elements, like the bat wings on the icon and the cape. I base coated these areas with Vallejo dark red. After that, I highlighted them with a thinned layer of Vallejo Bloody Red. This took about 3 coats to get the right opacity. This red will add a rich, sinister contrast without making the red look too cartoonish. And for my final edge highlight for the fabric and the icon, I use a 50-50 mix of Bloody Red and Moon Yellow from Vallejo. For the skin trophies, the iconic NightLords details, I'd started with 2 thin coats of Army Painter's Warpaint Agate skin. You want thin layers here to keep the fine details crisp. Then I applied a very thin wash of Games Workshop's Contrast Sigvold Burgundy, heavy dilutedness with water. This gave the flayed skin a bruised, unsettling tone. Once that has dried, I went back over the raised areas with agate skin, letting the darker wash sit in the deeper recesses for natural shading. And for the highlights, I use Army Painter's Warpaint Barbarian Flesh, picking out all the folds and edges of the skin. For my Chaos Lord's face, I mixed Army Painter's Warpaint Agate skin and Vallejo Wolf Grey for a base coat. I mixed these 50-50. This gave a cold palette tone fitting for the NightLords Warlord. And for highlighting his face, I simply added more wolf grey to the mix, concentrating the light on the forehead, nose and cheekbones to give him a truly haunted look. Now for the part that always tests everyone's patience, the trim. I carefully painted the trim using Army Painter's Speed Paint Talos Bronze. Take your time here, it's crucial not to mess up the clean blue armor we just built up on. After re-establishing all the trim with Talos Bronze, I highlighted the areas with scale color Dwarven Gold. This adds a rich, luxurious finish, making the bronze pop without overpowering the armor. For all the metallic silver areas, like the chains, the weapon blades, and even some armor accents, I painted them with Army Painter's Speed Paint Broadsword Silver. Once that had dried, I highlighted with a mix of Broadsword Silver and Vallejo Air Metallics Aluminium to get that cold, gleaming finish that fits the NightLords' grim aesthetic. For all the bone areas, I base coated with Army Painter's Skeleton Bone. Once that had dried, I washed over the bone areas using Vallejo Express Color Bag of Bones to deepen the shadows. And to finish off the highlights for the bones, I used War Colors Bleach Bone from Army Painter, bringing out all those lovely cracks and weathered texture. And finally, the white skull on the icon and the model's hair. I started with a base coat of Vallejo Wolf Grey. I washed the recesses with a thinned down Vallejo Express Color Black Lotus, just to darken the recesses without overpowering the color. Once that was dried, I just reapplied Wolf Grey to bring back the brightness of the raised areas. And there you have it. Our 3D printed Chaos Lord, fully painted and ready to lead the NightLords into the darkness. This model is a huge centerpiece for my growing NightLords force, and I'm thrilled to see how sinister he's turned out. If you're enjoying the NightLords project series, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and leave a comment letting me know what you'd like to see next. Maybe some raptors or even a Helldrake. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.